Good morning, friends, and welcome to After GMS. We are live here on the News 2 Facebook page, as we are every weekday at 7:45, and we invite you to join our conversations and camaraderie today. I'm Megan Maleras alongside Stacey Spivey and Ed Matthews.
Yeah, we've all got blue on today, but I'm not feeling the Monday blues because this weather is just spectacular.
Didn't even think about that when I was dressing this morning, but yeah, nothing to be blue about today or really all week long. If you're a big fan of warmer weather, and that would be me, temperatures are going to warm up nicely. We're into the mid-60s today, a little bit of a breeze. We'll see sunshine, a few scattered clouds. I think more clouds tomorrow, so that'll hold any additional warming. We'll back into the mid-60s on Tuesday, and then we climb back upward to the upper 60s on Wednesday. Small shower chance. Some real warm weather coming our way for Thursday, Friday, and the weekend, but we do see an increasing shower and thunderstorm chance for Thursday and into Friday. That's with the approach of a cold front. Saturday looks dry. We'll bring a tiny shower chance in coming up on Sunday.
All right, we're going to have a lot of conversations throughout the week about this wonderful weather heading our way. But first, we want to talk about, after a year of making adjustments during this pandemic, some of the changes you may want to stick around. Ford is letting its employees work from home for the long haul, if the job allows, that is. And so we want to know, which do you prefer, working remote or actually going into the office? Let's go ahead and take a look at what some people had to say this morning. Elizabeth says, I work for a doctor's office in Hillsboro, so I am hybrid and work from home on Wednesdays. My husband and son love to see me at home at least one day a week. Another viewer wrote in saying, definitely prefer to work from home. It's quiet and I can think better. Rhonda writes, I would rather work from home with possibly one day or week in the office. And here's a good one from a viewer, CRM. He said, at the crib for sure. Get to watch the news every morning. Yeah, well, we thank you for watching us. As you know, Megan and I have both had the experience of working from home during this time. And I will say that there were definitely perks to working from home. And there are perks to being in the office. The things I liked about being at home, like I said on the Good Morning Show, the kitchen is just, a few steps away from where my office was. Also had the convenience of sleeping in just a tad bit longer, not having to, make that commute into work in the morning. But also just being able to spend mornings with my husband, which, typically I don't get to do. But, there are things about coming into the building that make life so much easier. Your, management is here. Production crew is here so that you can talk to them about certain issues and not have to try to call them or text them about things. They're just right there so you can talk to them about it. And then also with technology, working from home, virtually remote, those difficulties that come up with that all the time.
Yeah, it just comes with the territory. I've shared this a few times over the past year. I never expected, going out on maternity leave when my son was born in early January, that I would be coming back to work in my sunroom anchoring a full newscast for 3 months from home. I mean, never did that even cross my mind that that was in the close future. We all knew that it would be possible at some point one day to be able to broadcast from home, co-anchor from home. We do it all the time at different stories. We're out in the field reporting from various events. So we knew the technology was there, but to have this happen so soon and so unexpectedly was really an eye-opener for a lot of people. I enjoyed working from home. Obviously, you had those technology challenges, and I do think it was hard to separate being at home working and being at home not working, because all of your work stuff is still in your house. And so it's easy to think, okay, well, I have to get ahead on this project, or I have a minute here, why don't I just hop back on my computer? So it's really hard to mentally separate the two. And I miss the camaraderie of being with you all at work. Having that face-to-face interaction, I think, is so valuable. Zoom is great. Microsoft Teams, all these different programs are awesome, and they certainly have their benefits, and they've really allowed businesses to sustain throughout this entire year. But there's nothing quite like talking to somebody in person, reading their body language, and being able to, as you said, address things that arise face to face.
I mean, Ed, you haven't really worked from home at all, but you have been kind of put out in the weather garden in the wood shop, as you call it.
I'm so sick of that wood shop. I'm tired of it. You know, you're right, I haven't worked fully from home, but one good thing that they set up is that I'm able to log into my computers here at the TV station from my computer at home. And that's really cool because I can do all the forecasting, I can draw the weather graphics that you see every morning on the Good Morning Show from home. So honestly, I don't get here before about 15, 20, 30 minutes before we go on the air at 4:30. I have to do my radio feed for WMAG and those folks and everything, but I like that, being able to do that, stay at home a little bit later in the morning. But as far as working a full day at home, I'd probably think it was cool for about a week. But I got a feeling I'd get real sick of it. The refrigerator is too close. I'd be eating all the time. I'd gain a lot of weight. And I'll tell you what, gang, and I think you guys feel the same way. I yearn for the day that we can be around that big table in the studio together. Yeah. You know how social I am. I want the team back. I want the team back. And, you know, I think it's going to happen at some point, but not from home for me. I got to come to work and shoot the breeze with everybody and joke around and get the work done. And I think I concentrate more here at the TV station.
Yeah, and you know, Megan, when you were talking about sometimes you know, would be a little more eager to start working more. Well, sometimes when you're working from home, you're like, well, you know, while I'm doing this and waiting, I could do some laundry, or I could go and fix this or do this. So you get distracted very easily, at least I did. But people are kind of weighing in mixed emotions about different things. Precious said, I'm enjoying working from home. Nadine, though, says she hates working from home. Kara says, I would like to work from home and work from the office. A little bit of both is nice. I could see that definitely would be beneficial. Let's see. Jessica says, working from home. I've been a work from home mama for many years. I love what I do. I know that you're glad that you have the opportunity to do that. Laura also says, love the combination of both. Nadine says, I need interaction with people. That's when I thrive. So what we all kind of were talking about, especially Ed, saying that. Angela says, love, love, love working from home. But Jason says, well, considering my job doesn't allow me to work from home, I guess working at the office is the best choice for him.
Yeah. And it's funny how you kind of have to weigh your personality, because some people can work great at home, they can focus, other people get totally sidetracked. And for the people who really love human interaction, my husband is one of them. This work from home phenomenon has been pretty hard. I mean, he's always eager to go to the grocery stores just to get some human interaction, because, you know, nobody anticipated that this would be the way it was for now going more than a year. And I think all of us are just craving that coworker vibe that we had before, even if it's not totally in the same way as it once was.
Yeah, I know if Turan was here, he would be saying that he's all for working from home.
He's an admittedly homebody type person.
You know, it's interesting. You talked about going to the supermarket. I'd be standing in line at the supermarket, and the lady would motion me over. The self-checkout is open, and I would literally say, no, I need some human contact. So I was just really blunt and open about it. It's like, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is such a great conversation. You are continuing to weigh in on this, so keep doing so. We have some headlines to get to and then our next conversation. So we'll start with this. More Triad students are getting back to in-person learning full time. Several districts are moving to Plan A today, with students heading into classrooms 4 or 5 days a week to learn. This comes after Governor Roy Cooper signed a bill into law requiring all school districts in our state to offer an in-person learning option. Many were already doing so. Stokes County leaders say this is an exciting day as middle and high schoolers transition back into their classrooms full time. More than 1,000 North Carolina inmates are back home earlier than expected. This is part of a deal Governor Cooper struck after several civil rights groups sued the state, saying they were worried about the spread of coronavirus in jails and prisons. So far, about 1,000 non-violent offenders were released to finish their sentences at home. In the last year, nearly 10,000 North Carolina inmates have contracted COVID-19. Right now in North Carolina, groups 1, 2, and 3 and select members of group 4 are eligible to get vaccinated. Here's where you can sign up in the triad this week. First dose only appointments in Alamance County are available this morning at 8:30. You can visit vaccinatealamance.com or call 336-290-0650. Set an alarm to call at 8:30. Rockingham County has slots open right now for people in groups 1, 2, 3, and all of group 4. You can schedule an appointment online or call 336-394-0064. You can find all this information on our website, WFMYnews2.com.
And now it's time to get to our next conversation this morning. So the first weekend of spring jumpstarts a warm week here in the Triad. Ed's going to tell you more about the weather and the final forecast. But first, we want to know, how did you spend your first weekend of the spring season? Go ahead and text your comments below. I kind of wrote this weather and put like the praise emoji because it's been so nice. Even this weekend, it was somewhat chilly at times. Yeah. It was just nice to have the sun out. I didn't really do much this weekend, to be honest. I took a lot of naps, but at some points we would go outside and sit on our back porch, and it was just nice to soak up the sun, and it felt really good. And our dog Wrigley, he really enjoyed it. At times he was going out there and trying to lay down in the grass and just sit there and chew on sticks. And I was like, buddy, come on, let's go back inside now. It was hard to get him to come back inside.
So I've said this before, we love hiking in my family, and we have a carrier for our son who's now almost 15 months old. So we went for a hike this weekend. There's a photo of us at the top of a mountain at one of our local state parks. You can see our little guy passed out. He was sound asleep as Dada did a lot of the heavy lifting. So he was enjoying this weather. Of course, we all bundled up because it was chilly with that wind, Ed. I mean, the sunshine was great. You know, it was a little crisp in the air, which I think deterred some people from coming out, which made it less crowded, which we preferred. But once that wind got going, it was chilly. So I was thankful we had brought layers because we used them.
Yes, indeed. And you know, you would think, okay, the first weekend of spring or the first day of spring, Ed's going to be on his bike. I thought it was a little chilly there with that wind, so I did not do a bike ride. As a matter of fact, you know, always taking Rio out to the park because I think she can really tell that the weather is warmer. And I think all of our pets are just excited about warmer weather, and you can just tell that they've got an extra step, if you will. But even so, you know, put on the sweater, put on the sweater for the dog when we went out this weekend, even though it was the first weekend in spring. And overall, it was a great weekend, but that wind was a little brisk.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying what they did this weekend. Jessica says cleaning, she did some shopping, and she finally found a new car. So congrats, that's exciting. Jason was in Boone watching the baseball team sweep your Arkansas State, is what he told me. Yeah, so I guess he was cheering on App State, beat my Red Wolves. That's okay. We don't have to talk about it. We don't have to talk about it. Let's see. Nadine said she took her daughter to the mountains on Friday, dropped her off at Grandma's. Sharon got some yard work done. Johnny said he got some rest. That's definitely what I did. And then Walter said he stayed in. He wasn't feeling good this weekend. I hope that you're feeling better today. And Regina also said she stayed inside. So hopefully this coming weekend will be just a little bit warmer so people can really get outside and do more things.
Hey, it looks that way in our 7-day forecast. I'm liking what I'm seeing, Ed Matthews, especially for next weekend. I know you don't like to forecast more than 5 days out, but how can we not look ahead to 70s and sunshine?
You know, it's okay to look at that 7-day, and it does look pretty good, especially as we get into Thursday, Friday, and the weekend. With temperatures in the 70s. Now, we're in the mid-60s today and still a bit of a breeze as we have a couple of systems off the East Coast kind of stirring up the wind. Tomorrow, some extra clouds, so that'll keep us from warming any more. I think we're back into the mid-60s tomorrow, but by Wednesday, small shower chance, upper 60s. But by Thursday and Friday and the weekend, we're looking at low, and maybe by Friday, even some mid-70s across the Piedmont. Approach of a cold front, though, will bring some showers, maybe a few thunderstorms. And I do want to make clear at the moment, at the moment, we are not in any severe weather outlook or anything like that. Now that may change as we get closer to Thursday and Friday, but we'll let you know about that. Hopefully these will be just regular run-of-the-mill showers and thunder showers, but right now we are not in the risk for severe weather, but we'll keep an eye on it through the rest of the week.
Glad to hear that, because those storms last week were really a wake-up call and a reminder that as we head into these next few weeks, the weather can turn, sometimes even at a moment's notice. So we have to be ready, be thinking about our safe places going forward into spring severe weather season.
That's a smart thing to do. And you know, we had the 2 tornadoes here in the Triad, you know, and that's bad enough, but it could have been a lot worse, even more tornadoes. So thankfully we got through, and it was incredible. There were no injuries or anything like that. What an incredible, incredible blessing. But it just underscores the necessity to be prepared every time we tell you that we may get severe weather.
Yeah, and I just want to say kudos to our weather team, because you guys did a phenomenal job. You know, even for me at home, when I got the alert on my phone, I automatically went onto the WFMY News 2 Facebook page, watched the live stream from our bathroom, which is the safest place in our home, and had Wrigley in there. He wasn't too happy about being locked into the bathroom, but you know, that was my outlet to make sure that my family was safe, and I really appreciated it. And I was watching the live stream, and so many people were tuning in, and so the weather team did a fantastic job this past week.
I want to add to that, our chief meteorologist Tim Buckley is a workhorse and just covers severe weather very well. Our entire team does. I'll be honest with you, my shift was over when the severe weather struck later in the afternoon. I was at my mom's house in Sanford watching Tim's coverage of the severe weather back here in the Triad. But we do have a great team. We do work together. We do want to get out the most accurate information. We don't want to frighten you. That's not our game plan, but we want to get the information out so you can protect yourself.
Yeah, Ed, I appreciate all that you did to get us ready for this. You got us thinking at home. We need to prepare. We need to identify our safest room and make sure it's clear of anything that could be a projectile. I mean, we were focused, and we appreciate the work you did leading up to that storm to get us to that point.
It is indeed all about being prepared. You know, a lot of times we prepare and nothing happens. What a blessing that is.
Yeah. Sometimes
we prepare and all things break loose, and it's good to be prepared. It's so vital and so important.
All right. Well, thank you all for starting your Monday morning here with us here on the News 2 Facebook page. We do After GMS every weekday at 7:45.
We hope that you continue to join us, and we hope that you have a great rest of your day. See you later.